Hey everyone. So today's video is going to be actually a little bit different than my previous videos before. Today I'm actually going to be giving a review to a personal review for Lemonade Insurance. I call it like when I tell people, I says, it's lemonade, like lemonade, except for it's the pink lemonade. So, anyways, on I want to say either February the 18th or I think it was February the 18th, that is, or February the 17th, that week. Either it was on a Thursday night. So whether or not the 18th was on a Thursday or the 17th, in fact, let's see. I guess I can try to be as accurate as possible. And let's see if I can pull up a calendar. I stand corrected. So so on February the 17th of 2022, like one of the most worst traumatic things that could happen to a person actually happened to me. My apartment complex was actually caught a fire. Now they suspect arson, but would not. I don't know, but over about 60 units, over 60 people were displaced, and like over 100 firefighters had to come and help us. The wind didn't make it any better. The wind just kept blowing. It's just kept blowing, just blowing you could see the flames, and the fire was it was just crazy. But the firefighters did a really good job, and all of us were able to self-evacuate, which is an amazing thing. I'm glad that we kind of came together within our community and kind of helped each other to escape that and get each other out of there. And those that could help helped, and those that couldn't help got out of the way so that those could help could be more efficient. And the firefighters came, and it was like over 100 of them. They came quick. Like the police officers there. I mean, it was just like you could see people from all different backgrounds just coming together to help one another. And that there in itself was an amazing thing to see, right here in Houston. So, yeah, kudos to them, kudos to us. But, unfortunately, my apartment was actually, affected or impacted, however you want to call it, by, the fire. I didn't actually, my apartment didn't actually burn. My apartment suffered more water and smoke damage. It was so crazy because I had just found out, and I had to record another video for that, but I had just found out that I had officially graduated from Ashworth College, you guys. I was actually asleep, okay? And I woke up just to check my online status and see whether or not I had graduated, but I had been waiting for my account to switch over to graduate status. So when it did, this was around maybe 8 o'clock. So I looked at it, I said, oh, wow. I said, congratulations, you officially graduated. And now I'm just like, oh, okay, yay. I wasn't really waiting up for it and checking it day in and day out since I first paid it off. So, I got that information, and then I said, okay, well, I'll go back to sleep and just kind of wake up and do my YouTube videos and pass out text messages and all those things. And then something was just kind of telling me, like your intuition or whatever was just kind of telling, I don't want, no, you guys, I was born a man, so I don't have, women's intuition, you know. But as my, I think she's like my senior recruiter told me, she said she loaned me some of hers. So shout out, you know, to my company. But anyways, so where was I? Yeah, so I was like, someone told me, get on up and like, well, get up and do what though? What am I going to do? Like, what I'm going to do? So I was like, no, get up and, just kind of, what about your YouTube channel? Just kind of think about stuff. And I kind of was about to go back to sleep. And so I said, okay, well, you know what? Yeah, you know what? You're right. I guess I can get up and send out text messages and post on my YouTube channel and things like that. And come up with my video and all those different things. And so as I got up out of the bed, I got on my feet, I got to walking around. I'm just like maybe 10 maybe. So I'm passing out text messages and stuff. And then I called my mom and I told her what happened and I graduated, blah, blah, blah. And it was so crazy because as I'm passing out text messages, I smell something, you guys. I know it sounds funny, but I literally thought that someone was barbecuing. I literally thought that the guy at the corner, because he normally barbecues, and it smells good too. Like, he barbecues, it smells really good. I want to go up there and you selling plates, but I literally thought he was barbecuing because I heard the alarm saying, yeah, yeah. And one of those, if you ever been in a fire drill at school or at work, that loud, sound that goes off when you're like in a horror movie or, when all, Hades breaks loose and you just like, whoa, whoa. So I went out there. Initially, I saw the smoke. And again, it was kind of light smoke. It wasn't really covering the light. I saw maybe that guy at the corner is barbecuing again. And, I saw the wind blowing. So maybe the wind kind of maybe took it up there to the fire alarm or whatever. And then so I go back inside. I'm sitting down, giving to pass out text messages, talking to my mom. And next thing you know, I said, whoa, wait a minute. I smell wood. Yes, this ain't no, I smell sheetrock. Wait a minute, somebody's stuff is on fire. So I go outside to be for sure. And you guys, it was like a plume of smoke, was just kind of like coming down like the alley. It was like, and it was kind of smuggling in the light. And it was just like, just kind of coming down. And I started having problems breathing. And I was remember telling my mom, I was like, Mom, she like, what? I said, hold on. These dang on apartments on fire. She, what? What? Ooh, get out of there. I said, Mama, what's going on? Mama. They ain't got time to answer no questions. The apartment's on fire. She shouldn't asking questions. So I grabbed what I could, and you guys, I just grabbed what I could, and what I had time to kind of, now mind you, I'm kind of barely having time to breathe, but like I said, I just woke up, so I had I had on this shirt here, and I had to put on a decent pair of pants, because I was sleeping in my little shorts or whatever, but under sleepwear shorts. It's probably TMI, but I was sleeping in them, so I had to put on a good, decent pair. And I just kind of grabbed my keys, my bag, little stuff that I could grab that I could take. And you guys, I remember as I'm heading out of the door, at this time, people are like, I'm seeing people, and some people more faster than me, man. They had their bags. They were literally walking on. They were like duffel bags. Like, I was like, dang, but you can tell that they had prepared, which I hadn't, because I honestly was one of those people that I never thought it would happen to me. I never thought in a million years that I would go through something like that. I never thought that, you know, that would be something that I would go through. Never in a million years did I think that. So it was just kind of like, yeah, I just didn't think. And so again, as I'm walking out of the door, I remember looking over, and because I had this little stand that I had with my two lamps and stuff like over it, and I had my Bible and my daily bread reading sitting next to it. And I remember kind of looking over there, and mind you, the smoke was just kind of coming. And I remember looking over at the Bible, and something was telling me, no, don't take it, just leave it. And I was like, and someone just told me just leave it. And so remember that. But so as I'm walking out, I'm leaving, I lock the door and everything. I can see the smoke just coming. But of course, in the event, you try to secure your things. You want to have some sense of normalcy, normalcy. There we go. You want to have some type of sense of normalcy. So, as I'm walking out, the way that the apartments were set up, I couldn't go this way that I normally would go to, which is like the alley that I would go to kind of get to my car. I couldn't go that way. So I had to go to the right to kind of go out of the exit gate. So as I'm leaving out, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm just going to walk, out there and just go stand outside and guess walk to the bus stop or whatever. And something's telling me, well, so what about your car? And I'm thinking, I'm talking to myself. I'm like, what about your car? I'm like, well, what about it? I can't go to it. And it's like, so where you gonna go? What are you gonna do without your car? And I was just like, well, I don't know. So you're gonna be just out here? And I was like, well, I can't get to my car. And so something told me to just kind of look over that way. And when I looked over that way, the wind was blowing, of course, but the smoke was kind of going up like that. So the building's right here, and the smoke was kind of going up right there. So I remembered looking, and I said, oh, it looked like a clear way for me to go through. So I actually I went through, and mind you, I'm walking toward the smoke, so I'm still kind of out of breath because I'm asthmatic too. So, and that also kind of reminded me when it first happened, I first had that feeling of not being able to breathe. I felt like I was that 10-year-old, 11-year-old boy that was being rushed to Texas Children's Hospital with a small chance of surviving. So, without having like a lung transplant, and this was in the 90s. So, being told I was going to die before 14 if I didn't have it, and if I made it to 18, I was going to die. Just all those types of things that kind of played in my mind as that happened. So, but luckily I was like, no, of course you can still, you can't help but remember it. So, but I didn't let that just kind of stop me. I was like, no, I overcame that. So I'm going to keep going on in action. So it's like, no, not this go around, not this time, So I made it through. And as I'm walking back to my car, I'm like, oh man, it's kind of getting bad. And I kind of look up and I can see the smoke and people kind of standing out looking at the fire and stuff. And so I get in my car. made to my car sometime, you gonna make it? I'm barely breathing. I'm barely breathing. So I was like, oh my goodness. So I get into the car, and finally, as I'm driving off, you guys, like I'm driving off, I'm kind of speeding. I remember looking back in the rearview mirror, and as I'm turning like out of there, I can see where it just kind of, like, it just kind of progressed, because mind you, it was really, really windy. So literally it was just catching like that in different spots. So it just was like, you could kind of hear the people just and just kind of moving out of the way and stuff. So when that happened, it was just like, oh my God, I was so thankful. And then that's when a guy was kind of standing right there. He was like, hey, flagging the calm down. Hey, hey. The cop was kind of, cops don't really get to, sometimes they have to, hold on. Sometimes they don't really get a chance to just kind of, take breaks and eat like that. Sometimes I got to kind of eat in the car. So you can tell the cop was kind of trying to take a little bite to eat. So he flagged him down. The cop was kind of like, he kind of looked at the man, and then he thumped on his brakes, and I remember kind of looking over at me like, and like that. And then he said the place is on fire, and he kind of looked. He said, what? And he kind of grabbed his stuff. Of course, afterwards you want to eat, so he hurried up and backed the car back. And he turned that car around like that. And he got the flying there. The other cop was just kind of driving. He was like, what's going on? And so, they come rushing up over there, and so it was just like, yeah, it's all fine. And everybody started coming out from across the other apartment building. Damn, people, they all fine. And so they kind of getting over there. And I guess when he saw all the smoke kind of come right there, see his car kind of, stop. He kind of tried to process, what was going on. And then next thing you know, that's when you hear all these ambulance and all these fire trucks just, just on this street, on that street, from this side. They were all like coming from different angles. And so they had finally got there, and, they realized, oh crap, this ain't. And you guys, there was that like, so when I made it in my car, it was like 8:40 something. And I kid you not, like at 9:30, they were still fighting the fire. It was worse. 10:30, still going. They went for hours. It was still going. So I left, and I remember just kind of telling myself, this can't be happening to me. This can't be happening to me. And you guys, it did happen to me. And I remember calling my aunt, just calling her, and just, like, I literally looked at my phone and saw the first person there, and I kept them as my aunt. So I remember just dialing her number and calling her and said, Auntie, my house is on fire. My goddamn apartment caught fire. And she was like, well, I'm a jokester, so people think I'm playing, like I gotta work on playing so much. And I remember telling her, my house on fire. My goddamn apartment caught fire. And she was like, what? I'm having a hard time breathing. And she was like, what? And the first thing you asked me, you guys, was, ooh, you okay? And I said, yes. She said, ooh, did you have insurance? Well, no, she didn't ask me that right after. She kind of let me get it out and stuff like that, ask what happened. And she said, well, did you have insurance? Because mind you. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I have insurance. And she was like, what? And she was like, I was like, yeah, I have insurance. She was like, oh, whoa, because in her mind, she was thinking, oh, Lord, y'all, we're going to have to get together a GoFundMe account because Dwight didn't have insurance. His place caught a fire. Because typically I don't. Like, this is the very first time, and I'm 36. This is the very first time that I've been on my own. Since I've been on my own, since like what? When I'm on, I was 23, I think. Yeah, 22, 23, somewhere up in there, I think. Yeah, 21, 22. So that I've actually had renter's insurance, you guys, and that I've actually kept renter's insurance throughout the entire lease of my apartment. I was always one of them people that I would get insurance just to secure my lease agreement. I would get insurance just to secure my renewal, and that was it. A couple months after, when they check and I'm cancel it, and because I never thought it would happen to me until it happened to me, and yeah. So moving forward, and it was so crazy because something just told me when I first got this apartment to just keep your renter's insurance, keep your renter's insurance. And normally I was just like, nah, okay. This was like, nah, like, God telling you just kind of that word, that voice, that tuition, or whatever you want to call it, was just kind of telling you, just keep your renter's insurance. And guys, it got to the point I just put it on auto pay. I just kind of put it on auto pay. And I remember even when I thought about just kind of trying to cancel, like, well, no. And so what I did was I made a little game out of it. Like, I said, well, you kept it for 6 months. Let's see if you can keep it for another 6 months, to kind of make it challenging. So I'm so thankful that I had insurance, you guys, because I ended up losing my apartment and losing everything in it. So I remember when I filed the claim with Lemonade. I went online and I filed the claim. And you guys, I'm not getting paid by them in no way, form, or fashion. This is not a paid advertisement. This is just literally my personal experience, because this is just how thankful I am to God that I followed my intuition and He told me that, and that the experience I had at Lemonade was, in particularly, more specifically, the experience I had with Morgan at Lemonade was amazing, you guys. I couldn't have asked for a better claim adjuster. I remember because they have you record a video and things like that when you're filing the claim. So I remember going to the hotel room, gathering myself after I sat there for like 2.5 hours, just kind of in shock. And when I left, it was still burning. So I remember filing the claim online through the app. And so I did that, and they want you to record a video. And so I recorded the video and things like that. I did have a video recording of the actual damage at that time. But I did have a video recording. I had to record it. And I remember just kind of telling them, which I found to be very therapeutic, especially since I did it after it happened. It was amazing to just kind of talk about it and just kind of process everything. Especially after watching what seemed like the Titanic, just kind of, when it went dark on a ship, on a Titanic ship, it was like that moment you knew when the lights just went out and everybody screamed, and then they kind of rested a little bit, and then it was just chaos. And that's what it was like when the lights just went. You could hear people saying, "Oh!" And then a fire truck lights was on the apartment building, and it was just like darkness. And all you can see was a fire just raging at the top of the building. Smoke just, it was just, yeah. So definitely shout out to HFD, Houston Fire Department, Houston Police Department too. Red Cross came too and helped us out too. They were there like one something. So getting people hotel rooms and shelters and things like that. They actually sent warming stations out there, like buses. I was like, what? You guys, I saw fire trucks I didn't even know existed. Okay, I didn't even know they had these type of fire trucks. I was like, where did you get this thing on fire? What? I'm just used to kind of seeing the little red engine fire truck. I had one as a kid, so I'm just used to kind of seeing that. I didn't see all these. I was like, what the? But yeah, so it was like a 3 alarm, 4 alarm fire. So, anyways, so I get a phone call from Morgan. I think she called me. And I remember talking to her, and she was just so nice. She was just so nice and just kind of down to earth, and she was really concerned about, my well-being, what I went through, because I actually put a link and everything in there for them to kind of review, because they want you to send information to see anything that you can. So I kind of put the link in there, the news article link that showed, and so she was like, oh my gosh, I saw the video, and she was just really, really warm and really welcoming. And when you're going through something like that, especially someone who never really felt the need to have insurance, when you have an experience like that, it was really, really good to have that happen, to experience that. Because when I went through Harvey, I didn't have, luckily my apartment was okay, but I didn't have full coverage insurance on my Jeep, and I ended up kind of losing. I lost that Jeep because it was underwater. So I was nervous. I really didn't know what to say. I'm thinking all these horror stories. I really didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. And so she kind of really calmed me down and just kind of helped me go through the process. And she would call and check on me, see how I was doing. And you guys, it was a really, 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 really wonderful experience. Down to even the fire inspector guy who called, he was, letting me know everything that was going on and what he was there for. You guys, this was an amazing, it was an amazing experience. And I know I'm kind of crying because I never thought in a million years that this would happen to me. I never thought in a million years that something like this would happen to me. And I'm so grateful to God and thankful that I did keep my renter's insurance. You guys, that little $50 a month that I was going to spend on maybe food, drinks, just something, not even a bill, just something crazy, gas or something, just to go run up the, just to go do something. I took that $50 and I protected some of the things that I have, and I'm thankful that no one got injured. There were no injuries, you guys. But had this fire been later on in the night, we've been singing a totally different tune, but there were no injuries, but we lost stuff. Actually, my upstairs neighbor was on the news. But anyways, so she was just really, really nice, you guys. And she just, and she got my claim taken care of, and within like a week, everything was just kind of taken care of. Because mind you, this happened on a Thursday. So, the weekend they were closed. And then it was President's Day that Monday. So they were closed. So, but they were back on Tuesday, you guys. And I'm just really, truly thankful that that this happened, you guys. I'm thankful when I say this happened that I was able to speak with, that I had Lemonade Insurance when this happened. Sorry, I'm just kind of thinking about stuff and just kind of trying to talk at the same time. But I'm just truly thankful that I had Lemonade Insurance and that I had Morgan there, because she was really, and she told me she had been through her fire and things like that. You guys, it was just, I didn't feel like someone was just trying to cipher information out of me to try to protect their company. I kind of talk to HR sometime, and you kind of, you know when their best interest is the company, and they're just trying to see how they can protect themselves, while making you feel okay as they kind of get you on about the door type of thing. But that wasn't the case here at all. And she let it be known that by no way, no form, no fashion that she um, benefits or has a what does she call it? Some type of anything to gain or whatever with being biased with the company or whatever. So that was a good thing too. So yeah, I remember when I got my claim adjuster's license. I never got an opportunity to an interview. But I never got an opportunity to do that's amongst one of the things. I was a certified medical assistant. You trying to find yourself trying to catch up with old times. All the stuff you wanted to do back then, you want to do now, and not realizing you're a completely different person. But anyways, the claims, following the claim process was really easy, and they really cared. It was, Morgan really cared. She really, 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 truly helped me out, and I am thankful for that. And remember, I told you at the beginning of the video to kind of remember what I told you about my Bible, right? So this little Bible right here. This Bible actually, it's a little, it's a little smoky. It's a little smoky. You can tell, kind of been in the pit a little bit. It's a little smoky. But as furthermore as the pages and things like that, the book I had next to it, water damage, is just smoky and water. But my Bible, even like all my clothes, everything was just kind of drenched. They had these machines in there, kind of. I guess they had one that like the kitchen, the bedroom, and the bathroom. They just kind of had these machines. I guess kind of dried out. I don't know, but like all my clothes and everything had just water damage and smoke, and it was just a mess. When I went in there to try to retrieve the little bit that I could, the little short of time that I had, because they were just like, you go, okay, you need to, because they didn't really want us in there, but they don't want us to just, it's not, get anything. So, because there was some people that their stuff burned to a crisp, they couldn't get anything. So, but I'm just thankful to God that I was obedient and I listened. So, and instead of me making a sacrifice, I was obedient. And now I'm set up in a nice hotel room that they set me up in, you guys. A nice hotel. Shoot, I feel like they didn't make me over. Made me nice, Anyways, it was so crazy. It's my birthday. So like, oh my gosh. I was like, yeah. A week, a little bit before my birthday, this happens. So I'm just thankful that I'm singing this tune versus singing the tune of someone standing over me, family member, relative, saying, this is why you need to have insurance. This is why you should have had. Now what you're going to do? And my job looked out for me. They were like, oh, we heard about it. And she spoke with the VP. They wanted to kind of get together and give me some things. The Red Cross was there. And like I told them, you guys, I'm used to always been the one to kind of give to people, kind of help people out. And it's a very humbling experience to actually have to be the one to receive, it's very humbling for me. And that's unfamiliar territory. So I'm definitely trying to handle it as gracefully as I possibly can. So I'm thankful for that. And once again, this is very therapeutic to you guys, just kind of talking about it. So yeah, so thank you guys. And yeah, so you guys are looking for some renter's insurance or something like that, you definitely want to check out Lemonade. Yes, like lemonade, but the pink one. Deuces.